Gorillas, chimps, and monkeys. Well, I shamelessly stole this from Jeffrey Moore, who's a very famous best-selling author, and it comes from the book Inside the Tornado. And he talks about how gorillas, chimps, and monkeys compete differently. And this is a fact in all open markets, right? The game between large companies, medium companies, and small companies happens in almost all industries in open markets. Right? And also in business history, we have the story of creative destruction, where new firms are able to come and append the old, large, established firms. And like in mythology of David and Goliath, we love these stories of the young upstarts coming and kind of really challenging uh, the large established incumbents, whether it is Apple versus IBM in the early days of the PC industry, or Netflix versus Blockbuster, or currently Zoom versus WebEx, or Tesla versus the car industry. And so, in many ways, what it shows is that innovation is very democratic. Nobody has a monopoly on creativity. And so for me, I'm always fascinated by how monkeys have the abilities to go up against gorillas and win. And so Malcolm Gladwell, in one of his books, he talks about um, disadvantages of advantages and advantages of disadvantages. And you see, gorillas, yes, they have amazing resources. They have amazing brand recognition. They have enormous networks. Right? At the same time, they are victims of their own success. And as growth happens, as they go from being a chimpanzee to gorilla, processes get ossified and bureaucracy grows and agility suffers. And most importantly, uh, they make predictable mistakes. That's the beauty, is that gorillas make predictable mistakes in their quest to kind of go after pre-specified definitions of success, whether it be in terms of volumes or margins, and then uh, that forces them to ignore certain market segments or provide terrible customer experience for certain market segments. And this is precisely what monkeys can take advantage of. Okay? The gaps that these gorillas leave, and kind of at times, uh, these gorillas actually make it much easier for these monkeys to enter markets and flourish under their own kind of backyard in many ways. Strategy is a game that you win market by market. Strategy is about winning the war battlefield by battlefield. Okay? But every battlefield has a different set of tactics and strategies. And, and gorillas, when I say predictable mistakes, they make predictable mistakes in terms of their strategies. They want to have one formula for every battlefield. And that is where monkeys can take advantage and actually, even without big fight, they can win in certain markets and establish themselves successfully. For me, chimps are fascinating because uh, chimps are somewhat caught between gorillas and monkeys. Uh, and at the same time, chimps have amazing strategies. They not only survive, but they thrive and succeed because of their really, really smart strategies that they kind of come up with. And for me, I love working with chimpanzees because I learned so much of how they are able to do this uh, when they're sandwiched between chimpanzees and between, sorry, monkeys and gorillas.